Boland are suing Richard's son, 26-year-old Timothy Graves, for attorney fees, as well as anger management and AA classes.
Order. All rise. Now it's case number 561 on the calendar in the matter of Graves, Boland versus Graves. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Graves, this is your son.
Correct.
And you are?
His stepmother.
How long have the two of you been married?
6 years.
What kind of work do you do, Mr. Graves?
I'm a facility manager.
And you?
I'm a human resources manager.
Who else lives in your home with you?
No one else.
And how old are you, Mr. Graves?
26.
You got yourself into trouble. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Your father says that he paid for attorneys for you on 2 separate occasions. One because you got yourself into trouble, and the next time because you wanted to see your son. You have a son.
I have a daughter.
A daughter. And there was a problem with visitation. So your father and stepmother helped you get a lawyer. He wants that money back. And he says he paid for anger management classes, which were a condition of your probation, even though that was a minor amount of money. I think you just threw it in. It was something like $65. You've probably spent more on him at dinner.
True, very true.
Right. Okay. Mr. Graves, why don't you tell me about the first instance where you retained an attorney for your son?
Timothy was arrested on a violation of a restraining order and tried twice to gain a release.
When was that, Mr. Graves?
April, I think, or March, somewhere around there.
It was March 19th, and he was trying to get bail and was denied bail once. And
Denied any bail?
Denied bail.
Is this the first time you've been arrested for domestic violence?
Yes.
Was it a bad case of domestic violence?
No, ma'am.
And they would not set bail for you?
No, they wouldn't. Long story, no, they wouldn't.
Well, give me the cliff notes of the long story.
The judge I was going in front of wouldn't release anybody on a violation of a protective order charge because he had released somebody on a violation of a protective order charge, and they went back to their wife or something like that.
And killed him?
Yes, ma'am.
You only burned him once.
That's all he had to do.
So you were released when, who was it, your girlfriend?
Yes.
Filed for a protective order, but then when she alleged that you violated the protective order, he said, okay. What was the nature of the alleged violation, Mr. Graves?
Me and her got into an argument over the phone.
Over the phone? So
over the phone.
She alleged that you threatened her over the phone in
Yes.
violation of the order. What'd you call her for? It's not an answer.
I was over at my friend's house, and we were just talking, and I just found something out, and I didn't like it, so I called her and confronted her about it. She really didn't like that.
Well, because it's a violation of the protective order.
Yes.
Right. That's why the judge didn't let you out. So you tried twice to get bail, and you were twice denied bail. Then what happened? Look at me.
My father basically took it upon himself to get me out.
You didn't have a discussion with him?
I talked to him several times while I was in jail, and
Did you at any time say to him, do something, help me?
I had said help me, but he once again told me to go forth with the public defender, and it just wasn't working.
And so you didn't have a subsequent conversation with him?
About
Did
getting
he?
me out?
Yes, the public defender tried for the second time to gain bail and was denied. And at that point, I imagine it looked hopeless in his opinion, and literally begged me, calling from jail, to please hire an attorney to get me out of here. I need to get out of here. Please do whatever you have to do to get me out of here.
And?
And I made that understanding very clear at the time. My wife was on the extension that if I do this, this will just be a loan. I'm not giving you this money. Pretty much if it was up to me, I would let you stay in jail to learn the lesson. So that was the condition.
Is that what you said to him?
Yes.
And what did he say to you?
Anything you can do to get me out.
When your father retained the attorney for you, Mr. Graves, was the attorney successful in securing bail for you?
Yes, ma'am.
How much?
I'm not sure the amount. I don't know the
Who
amount.
posted it?
I guess my father did.
There was no bail. It was a habeas corpus trial, and he was released.
So that despite the fact that the judge said, I'm not setting bail for you, the judge is required to set reasonable bail in order to secure your appearance. So the judge got his wrist slapped, right?
Yes.
Whatever happened with that case, Mr. Graves?
It was, went through with court and everything, and I got put on probation, and it was dropped. I think I actually got time served.
Listen, if it goes through court and everything and you were put on probation, then it's not dropped. If you put on probation, it's because you were convicted. Either you were convicted after a plea or you were convicted after a trial. Did you take a plea?
No, the second-degree assault, the first charge, why I got put on a restraining order, that I got put on probation for. The violation of protective order, I got time served. That's done and over with.
So you assaulted your girlfriend.
In the sense, yes.
How many senses of assault are there?
There's a wide range.
Well, give me your range.
A cell phone at the ground and it bounces up and hit her.
Is that what she says happened or what you said happened?
That's exactly what happened.
Listen to me. Is that what she claimed?
Yes.
And how injured was she?
Not really. Annie, scratch on the head. Our daughter was in her room. That was the main problem.
How old is her daughter?
Our daughter's 18 months now.
So you threw a cell phone at her, you hit her in the head, and she got a gash, and your 18-month-old daughter was in the room.
Sleeping, yes.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And then you heard something else that you didn't like, so you called and threatened her.
Yes.
And then she said to you, you're not getting visitation with this child because you have a bad temper.
No.
Well, an attorney was necessary in order to secure you visitation with your daughter, is that right?
Yes.
If your girlfriend wasn't complaining about your conduct, there wouldn't have been need for an attorney. You could have arranged for visitation without the necessity of having an attorney.
That's what we had.
That's what you had what?
That's what me and her had. Even after I got released, I had my daughter every weekend.
And then what happened?
We just had a falling out, and it got to where it needed to go, where I had to go to court.
Do you have visitation now, Mr. Graves?
Yes, ma'am.
When?
I have her every single day during the week and every other weekend.
Is that because you work nights?
Yes, ma'am.
And child's mother works days?
Yep.
And that's by court order?
Yeah.
And that was secured for you through the attorney that your father paid for?
This is, well, yes, but me and my ex came to an agreement outside of court.
It was secured by virtue of an attorney
Yes.
that your father got for you.
Yes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Richard Graves says his son, Timothy Graves, owes for attorney fees from 2 separate arrests.
Okay, how did it come about that your father got you that attorney?
Because he saw that it was,
Don't tell me what he saw. There had to be a conversation.
we talked about it,
Well, that's what I'm asking you. What was the conversation?
that I had to do whatever I had to do to get my daughter.
Well, what was it that you had to do, Mr. Graves?
I had to go through court.
Right. And?
I had to hire a lawyer.
And?
And he knew that I didn't have the money to
Don't
pay
tell
for
me
a
what
lawyer.
he knew.
I didn't have the money to pay for a lawyer.
So what did you say to him?
I need your help.
And what did he say to you?
Okay.
Now, Mr. Graves, first tell me when this was that you advanced money for the second lawyer.
This was on June 8th.
Had he paid you back any of the money that he owed you for the first lawyer?
Partially, yes.
He did?
Yes.
How much did he pay you?
$315.
What did you pay him the $315 for, Mr. Graves?
I never had any recollection that I paid him the $315.
Well, tell me what you claim he said to you with regard to paying you back for the second lawyer.
We actually found that lawyer as a reference from the first lawyer that was hired. Timothy and I went to his office, sat down, gave him an overview of the case. And I asked Timothy, is this the person you want to hire? And he said, yes. I said, you realize that this is just going to add to what you owe me.
How much was the second lawyer, sir?
All told, $3,000.
What do you mean all told?
There was an initial $2,000 retainer that I put down in June, and then later on there was another $1,000 they requested.
And how much does he still owe you from the first lawyer?
$300.
So he owes you $3,300,
Correct.
not $3,360.
The 60 was for the anger
Management class.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I paid for the anger management classes out of my own pocket.
I'm asking you about the lawyers.
He knew my financial situation. He knew I didn't have any money to pay for any lawyers whatsoever. But it kind of came up as it's their granddaughter too. If I don't get to see her, they don't get to see her. I figure that's why they were helping me.
Are you working now, Mr. Graves?
Yes, ma'am.
Did your father throw a telephone at your girlfriend in front of your daughter?
No.
Did your father pick up the phone when he wasn't supposed to make contact with your girlfriend and threaten her?
No.
Was it because of your father's conduct that you were denied any kind of visitation with your daughter?
No.
Whose fault was it?
It's all mine.
Judge for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,300. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was a little unfair.
It's exactly what we were looking for Judge Judy to let him know this is what you need to do in life.
It's all settled. I want to get our relationship on and continue on and move on.
I'm hoping we can put this behind us, move on.
We can be a father and son.
Don't lend money to any member of your family that you're not willing to lose.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Turner versus Cisneros, Vu Mesa, step forward.
19-year-old Damel Turner is suing his former roommates, Chris Cisneros, Sarah Vu, and Mackenzie Mesa, for breaking their apartment lease.
Mr. Turner, which one of these young ladies was your girlfriend?
The one on the far left.
That would be you. You are Miss Mesa?
Yes.
According to your complaint, you and your girlfriend and the co-defendant and his girlfriend, also co-defendants, you all decided to set up housekeeping together and lease an apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
You moved in with your girlfriend, he moved in with his girlfriend, and you all signed the lease.
Yes, ma'am.
And then very slowly, one by one, they all took off.
Yes, ma'am.
Did that give you any cause to pause, Mr. Turner, that there might be something wrong with you? Is not an answer.
No, ma'am.
There was never any indication that something was wrong with your behavior.
No, ma'am.
Seems odd, doesn't it, that they all moved out and left you there alone?
Yes, ma'am.
In any event, your lawsuit wants them to be responsible for the rent for the remainder of the lease and for when they left. And they say it was because of your conduct that they all left, that there were problems in the apartment precipitated by your behavior. And they're counterclaiming because they say that there is some property that was in the apartment and they want moving expenses, which you're not going to get. You're lucky if you don't get hit with rent. Don't be stupid about your moving expenses. When did you sign the lease, Mr. Turner?
June 21st of 2008.
Was it a year's lease?
Yes, ma'am.
How long had you and Miss Mesa been dating?
A year and a half now.
Had you lived together previously?
No.
Were you working?
Yes.
Had you been friends with them as a couple, or were you friendly with one of them?
I knew Daymel from work.
What work?
We work at a Round Table pizza place.
When did you move out?
I moved out in, the 1st of January this year.
Where did you go?
I moved in with my father at his place.
And when did you move out, Miss Vu?
The second to last week of November.
Why did you move out?
Chris and I broke up a few days before our 4-year anniversary.
Now, when you moved out, who paid November's rent, your share of November's rent?
I had already paid my share of November's rent, and because I was moving out on such short notice, I gave Chris my share of December's rent in cash.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
So you fully paid for December.
Yes.
When did you move out?
I moved out at the end of November.
Why?
I moved out because I felt that
Look at me, don't look over there.
I felt that it was not a good environment for me to be in at the time, and
Like what?
well, my schoolwork was going down. I was depressed. My family was asking me to come home, and I felt that that would be a better environment for me.
I didn't hear anybody talking about his bad behavior. You had a lot to say in your answer.
Well, one night, especially where I felt like it was definitely a sign that it wasn't a good place to be at anymore, was a week before Chris and I broke up. We were all hanging out at our apartment, and we had friends over, and it was probably really late, really early in the morning, around 2. We were hungry, and so we decided all to go get something
Could
to
we
eat.
get to it, please? I have
And
places to go.
Mackenzie wanted to come with us, and Daymel decided not to let her, but and she went anyways, and so he was really angry. When we got back with the food, we were all sitting on the couch eating, and Mackenzie was sitting on the edge of the armchair, and Daymel came out and was lecturing her, and she rolled her eyes, and so he walked up to her, grabbed her by the neck, and threw her down onto the ground from the armchair of the couch.
That was in November. Mm-hmm. Did that happen, Miss Mesa?
Yeah, to an extent that happened. We did have our fights where they would escalate sometimes.
I can understand fights escalating. I don't understand physical violence during an argument. Did you do that, Mr. Turner?
No, what happened was,
Listen, I don't want to go through the food and the couch again. Did you put your hands on her?
yes, I shoved her.
No, you can't do that.
I know. What happened is
How much after that did she leave?
that actually happened in October, and she left at the end of November. It was because we were having a party, and we all had a couple of drinks, and
I don't care why.
okay. What happened was that I came and yelled at Mackenzie, why'd you leave? We're supposed to...
I don't care.
Okay.
You can't put your hands on anybody. Was that the first time he ever put his hands on you?
No.
Was it the last time he put his hands on you?
Yes.
All right. So far, the two of you are responsible for rent, because you can't just leave. Being unhappy with your environment is not a reason for you to break a lease. Breaking up with your boyfriend is not a reason for you to break your lease. Now, you left in January. Mm-hmm. Did you pay January's rent?
I did not pay January's rent.
And you left when?
I left it, I would say, the 1st of January.
What kind of discussion did you have with Mr. Turner about the rent on the apartment?
The beginning of December, I told him that I wasn't going to be able to pay January, and that I was going to go and tell the office that it was, time for me to leave. I was going to put in my notice. Damel asked me if I could give him the notice and wait till he got a roommate, and then put in my notice at the beginning of January.
Did you have that discussion with him?
No, ma'am. He told me he was going to move to Australia with his brother, that he was going to keep paying rent until he decides on what he was doing.
Well, that was back in December. That's what he's saying. And he said that you had that discussion.
Yeah, this is in December, but it's getting close to January, and he's told me that he's going to still keep paying rent until he figure out what he was going to do. He never, ever gave me any, formal or told me exactly when he was going to leave or ever went to the office and let them know either. So I can never actually get a roommate because they're all still on the lease, and the apartment won't let me put a new person on the lease until they're all off the lease.
Did you take your names off the lease?
I had signed the paper to get my name off of the lease, but I don't think it ever went through because I needed signatures from everyone else as well.
What about you?
At this point, when I went to go try and get...
The answer is either yes or no.
Yeah, but Damel's the only one who can sign us off.
Did you get your name off the lease?
No.
What about you?
No, still there.
Fine. So they owe January and February so far. How much is your share of the rent?
$283,725.
And how much were you paying in rent?
$286.
And you?
$286.75.
You each owe him $858. January, February, and I'm throwing in March. Yours is less. $849. By the end of March, sir, if you don't have roommates, I suggest you do something else. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, moving expenses on your counterclaim is out. You moved, so who cares if you move? Only he cares if you move. What property do you have there?
A queen-size mattress, a CD cabinet, a shelf, and a stereo.
Is it still there?
Yes, ma'am.
When do you want to get it out?
ASAP.
Fine, within 5 days?
Yes, that's fine with me.
Anything else?
I had a rice cooker.
Why didn't you take it with you in November?
Because...
It's not an answer.
all our things were still mixed up together, and I couldn't find it at that time. And when I went back to get it later, Damel had already changed the locks on the apartment.
When you pick up the rest of your stuff, pick up a rice maker. Okay?
Okay.
Robert Ebgene is suing his ex-fiancée, Kimberly Fonger, for a false arrest and for the return of his property and his dog.
Order. All rise. Yes, case number 604 on the calendar in the matter of Ebgene versus Fonger. Parties have been sworn in, Judge.
How do you pronounce your last name?
Fonger?
Fonger.
And Mr. Ebgene.
Correct.
How old are you, sir?
50.
Other than this arrest that you had on this charge of domestic violence, have you ever been arrested?
No.
So this arrest for domestic violence was your first arrest?
For domestic violence, yes.
I'm talking about for anything.
For anything. In 2001, wet reckless.
2001 what?
Wet reckless.
What does that mean?
That is a DUI that was reduced to a wet reckless.
So in 2001 you had one arrest for DUI?
Correct.
Other than that?
That's it.
And how long had you and Miss Fonger been a couple?
We met in April of 06 at rehab.
Nature of your addiction was alcohol?
Alcohol, correct.
And yours?
It was pills.
Your complaint alleges that you were arrested for domestic violence. The incident occurred because Miss Fonger actually assaulted you while you were driving in the car. It is your claim that ultimately the charges against you were dropped.
Correct.
For lack of evidence. The criminal charges. You allege that Miss Fonger filed for a restraining order. She never showed up. That case was dismissed.
Correct.
Then she filed for another restraining order, and she conned you into not going to court on that one. Told you she was going to drop those charges, so you didn't go to court.
Along with a little loving, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
And then she did go to court and did in fact get a protective order.
Correct.
And you want her to compensate you to the tune of $5,000. Ms. Fonger says that you did in fact assault her. She's got a counterclaim for her medical bills and punitive damages for the assault. So, I want you to tell me exactly your version of the events, Ms. Fonger, of what happened on the 9th of January, because you also have a claim for certain property that you claim she took while the 2 days that you were in jail before the charges were dropped, and a dog that you claim she took that belonged to you. Okay. Go.
Okay. On January 9th, we were on... Sorry, I'm nervous. We went to Pollock Casino, and we meet people, and that night, he decided not to go to the concert. So he pulled me out, and we went to Temecula Valley.
You said you had been to the concert at the casino.
Halfway.
But you went to the concert.
Right, but only halfway.
Okay. And then he wanted to leave. You were driving the car back, and?
And he was drunk.
Yes.
And he was on drugs.
And?
And then I was yelling and screaming.
And what about you?
I had 4 drinks.
And what about pills?
Nope.
Just alcohol?
Yeah, correct.
I have proof she had pills that night.
What kind of proof do you
A
have?
week before that, she got 120 somas by forging my doctor's signature.
But how can you prove that she had pills in her system that night?
Her actions, her behavior, it just goes from what
That's not
she's...
proof. Go ahead.
When we got to, actually, between Paula Casino and Temecula Valley, he hit my head against the wall, or against the window. I was unconscious, and then he kept hitting me. He restrained me, and then the next thing I know was the police were there.
Okay. Go ahead.
Back from the concert, she didn't want to go, she wanted to stay, and with this new friend she had met, party with them, and we were arguing, and then I'm driving and she attacks me. I have pictures of my face being scratched. And
You wanted to leave the concert early?
I don't think so, no. We left early, but I didn't want to leave early, no.
Do you remember why?
I think it's because the couple that she'd met started making inappropriate remarks towards, like, maybe you guys could sleep in our room tonight and things like that, and I didn't want to stick around.
When had you been drinking that day?
Pretty much from noon until the concert, you know.
And when had the defendant been drinking that day?
Along with me all day long, yeah.
So you were drinking home and you were driving while you were drinking?
No, I wasn't driving while I was
Not while you were drinking, but you had been drinking all day and you got behind the wheel of the car.
That is correct.
So what happened in the car, if you remember?
Oh, I remember. Very nice. She attacked me. I pulled over because it almost
Tell me how
wrecked.
she attacked you.
She came across my face and scratched me. And
Well, what were you arguing about that caused that?
Just that she wanted to stay and I didn't. And she was being just the normal self that she always is when she takes her pills. And I didn't want to, have to take care, because she can't walk or talk after a certain amount of them, and I have to take care of her, and I didn't want to do that anymore. So I pull over into a parking lot and try to calm her down. She's running around the parking lot screaming, out of control. I can't calm her down. People call the cops. They come and they arrest me. And then they get
Do you have a police report?
She did.
I'd like to see the police report.
I never did get a police report.
I'd like to see the police report, and I would also like to see the pictures.
Here's the proof of the pills, too. She just got 120 more of them 2 weeks ago. That's probably why she can't stand up.
No.
You want pills now, Ms. Funger?
No, I haven't been.
You willing to take a drug test?
I'm willing to.
Hair follicle test?
Sure.
We'll arrange for that.
Mr. Evgene has been taking drugs.
I'm just asking you, are you prepared to take a hair follicle test?
Yes.
Today?
Yes.
And you will either be exonerated or humiliated. Don't waste my time. Don't waste his time. If you've taken any drugs, it's going to show up in your hair follicle. Do you get it?
Yes.
Okay? And you would agree that if you lied to me about using drugs now, so you don't have any pills in your system, that I would have serious reservations about everything else that you told me. Do you understand
Correct.
that?
You can test Mr. Evgene, too.
I'm just asking you.
Okay.
His behavior is not bizarre. Yours is.
I'm very nervous.
That's not nerves. That's more than nerves.
Amen.
Been in the business a long time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Evgene says his ex-fiancée, Kimberly Fonger, owes for a false arrest and for the return of his property and his dog. Kimberly is countersuing for medical bills from an assault.
Well, so according to the police, you were both drunk as skunks that day. Both of you. According to the police, you both had visible signs of injury. You had a bloody lip, and he had bloody scratches on his face. They decided to arrest him, right?
Correct.
You deserve to be arrested. You were driving drunk. You had a fight with her. So your statement that her behavior caused you to be arrested, that's not true. She may have contributed to it, but your own behavior caused you to be arrested.
Her behavior was the one
Your own behavior caused you to be arrested, sir. If you were not drunk, you wouldn't have been put in that situation.
If she had not called attention to everybody and had the cops call.
You're ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. That's what happens when you drink and drive.
I understand that, but I could have
That's what happens when you drink and drive.
Could have sat in my truck all night and no one would know I've been drunk, you know, unless someone called them. And she's the one that had.
Or unless you hit somebody who was traveling with their 4 children in a car.
That's another story.
That's another story. Yeah. I have zero sympathy for you.
I understand that.
Zero sympathy for you. I have less sympathy for you. Right now, I'm telling you right now, my inclination is to let you, if you're sober now, terrific, but to let you two drunks who were drunk on January 9th go your own way, and whatever happened to you that day, that's it. He was injured, you were injured, he got to spend some time in jail, had to bail himself out, lost a dog, lost some property, which, by the way, you have his property?
No, it's mine.
What property did she take?
The dog, the TV, the VCR, the bed.
How long had you been living together?
3 years.
I'm not bothering with it. That's your problem.
The dog, though, is like a kid. You can't take a kid from you. It's like taking a kid from you. How do you do that?
You've been living together for 3 years. Is that right?
I paid for everything. It's my dog.
How long have you had the dog?
2.5 years.
Good. Can I see the medical records, please?
Yes. As well, this is the AKC, and it's
This
wrong.
is the medical records?
Yes.
That's what she had.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, I have a tape that says the dog's mine.
I don't care what you have. I just told him he's not getting the dog back. This is not the hospital record, madam. This is not a medical record. This tells you what to do in case you have serious vomiting or worsening or a headache or whatever. I'm not interested in that.
That's from the hospital.
Well, it's not enough for me. Will you pass this back to her, please? He had a swollen lip, he had a scratched face. Sounds to me as if you two people who were intoxicated in a car got exactly what you both deserved. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It was just waiting to happen. It was one of those relationships that, you know, you meet in rehab, and they tell you not to date, and they're right. You don't do it.
Don't meet a man in rehab.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Frith versus Austin, step forward.
19-year-old Kimberly Frith is suing her mother, Ruth Austin, for spending a settlement check for an injury she received as a young girl.
Miss Frith, this is your mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Your complaint alleges that when you were a youngster, 6,
Yes, ma'am.
you were bitten by a dog.
Yes, ma'am.
And there was a lawsuit filed, and there was a settlement. Your parents got the settlement, your mother and your father. Your parents are divorced now. And when you turned 18, your father gave you half of
We settled
the settlement.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want the other half from your mother.
Yes, ma'am.
And your mother says that that money was just used to live.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have the paperwork on the settlement?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to take a look at it. I assume, Miss Frith, you and your mom have been at odds.
A little bit, yeah.
How old are you now?
I am 19.
And you live with whom?
Well, I'm staying with my father right now. I'm in the process of moving.
What are you doing?
I'm an in-home support specialist. I work with handicapped children.
Okay. So after the attorney was paid, the entire amount was $2,641. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me how you resolved this with your father.
We settled because he's been paying my cell phone bill for the past 2 years, and I've been staying with him, not paying any rent.
When did you make the arrangement with him with regard to paying your cell phone bill as a quid pro quo of this money?
When I turned 18, because my father also had spent $1,000 of my money when my grandfather passed away, and when I turned 18, he started paying the cell phone bill, and I asked him if he would help me out to go to school, and I'm actually in the process of going to school, and he's given me some money for that.
Well, this money was put into a bank account, was it not, Miss Austin?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
Back then, we had no money. We lived in motels. I worked 2 different jobs. Her dad worked shows, you know, flea markets, whatever, and we just didn't have any money.
Was there anything in the paperwork that directs that this money be placed in an interest-bearing account for your benefit.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you have her read it to me? Read to me the part of that that you believe directs that this money be placed in an interest-bearing account for you. I don't see that in your paperwork, but if you believe that it's there, I'm asking you to read it to me, Ms. Frith.
Ma'am.
Just read it to me.
The undersigned understand that the parties hereby release admit no liability of any sort by reason of said accident, and that said payment and compromise is made to terminate further controversy respecting all claims for damages that said minor or undersigned have heretofore asserted or might personally.
Correct. That's a general release. That means that your parents, on behalf of themselves and you, release the person who owned the dog from any further lawsuits.
Yes, ma'am.
That's all that says.
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't say that your parents are obligated to put the money in an interest-bearing account and turn it over to you when you're 18. If you had bills, if you had anything that was related to the dog bite, that money could be used for that, if they wished. I'm looking for a legal hook for you, and I don't see it.
Ma'am, what I was told is that if
you
the
can't
money,
tell me what you were told. What you were told is hearsay.
if the money was not spent on me, then it shouldn't have been spent.
Is that what you think?
That's what I've seek legal counsel, and that's what I've been.
That's hearsay, and I can't help you with
She
it.
wasn't. They weren't living in a motel at the time.
I don't care whether they were or not.
It would have been put in an interest-bearing account if they actually taken it to court, but they just released the check believing that my parents would do what they were supposed to do.
Well, they didn't.
They didn't, and I'm upset.
I can see that you're upset. I can see that you're upset.
Yes, ma'am.
But what I'm telling you is you don't have a legal basis to be upset. You have a moral basis to be upset, but you don't have a legal basis to be upset. Your parents signed off on it, probably selfishly and stupidly, both of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this was fast money, and they didn't have to wait for the matter to go to trial, where they might have gotten some more money, but then the court would have been involved in setting up what they call a structured settlement for a minor, and the structured settlement for the minor would have said this money has to go into a certain kind of account and can only be touched in case of absolute necessity. Parents make mistakes all the time, and they act selfishly all the time, and that's what your mother and your father did. But that doesn't mean that you have a legal claim against your mother for half the money.
Well, that's what I believe the parents' release and indemnity agreement was.
No. Parents' release just says that they release the owner of the dog from any further liability in consideration of the $4,000 less attorney's fees.
Well, I'm the one that's left with the scars. They're not.
You're absolutely right. I said to you, you have a reason to be morally distressed, but not legally distressed. So, I understand your position, and I understand your consternation. What I don't understand is, I don't consider it a big deal that your father has paid your phone bill. And I don't think it's a big deal that your father has let his daughter live in his house when she's 17 and 18 years old, rent-free. That's not a big deal. If I could have gotten away with that with my children, I would be dancing a big old dance right now. And if your father is going to help you pay for school, that's what your father is supposed to do.
And that's what my mother's
That's
also
what your
supposed
father
to do.
is supposed to do.
My mother's
and if your mother
also
is able,
supposed to
just
do
a
that.
second, and if your mother is able to, and she's not doing it, then she's not a good mother. That's not what we have courts for. What I'm telling you is your father is supposed to do whatever he's been doing for you.
And I have been helping, ma'am.
Well, I don't know how you've been helping.
Putting me in debt.
Just a second. Clearly, your daughter is angry with you for
She's very
something.
angry. Yes, ma'am.
For
She's very
something,
angry.
which I'm not getting into now
Right.
because, quite frankly, I don't care why she's angry with you.
Right.
Sometimes teenage girls get angry with their mother, and they don't get happy with their mother until they're 30. And they stay happy with their father just because. That's what happens.
Right.
And what happens? Yeah, sometimes.
That's what happens.
In any event, your father doesn't deserve any kudos for doing what he's supposed to do. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supporting his child. How long have your parents been divorced?
9 years.
And who did you live with initially?
Well, we stayed with our mom, but I just
For how
ventured
long?
out with friends.
For how long did you stay with your mother?
I was 11 when I was about a year.
And after the year?
I moved in with some friends.
When you were how old?
12, 13, ma'am.
Yeah, that's
No.
Frith.
No.
You may have spent a lot of time with your friends, but I don't believe that when you were 11 or 12 years old, you moved in with
She
friends.
lived with me.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right, Ms. Frith, I'm sorry, but you don't have a claim against your mother. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused.
Mother, she thinks she's the best mother in the world.
21-year-old student Caroline Rest is suing her former friend, 22-year-old student Derek Trenholm, for damages to her condo after he threw a party. Derek says it was just a few friends watching the Red Sox game.
Yeah, this is case number 568 on the calendar in the matter of Rast versus Trenholm. Thank you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You're welcome. Have a seat, y'all.
Mr. Trenholm, you and the plaintiff knew each other. She was buying a condo or a co-op?
I had previously bought it. I bought it in February.
And you made an arrangement with her for you to rent a room in her condo. According to Miss Rast's complaint, she was going to be out of town for a few days prior to your moving in.
Yes, Your Honor.
But because you were friends, she said, why don't you move in some of your stuff even before the lease period starts? I'm not going to be there. So far, are we on the same page?
Well, no, Your Honor. Actually, she said that I could move into the premises early myself.
Oh, that
To be
was
a
even
tenant.
nice. Just a second, that was even nicer.
Yes.
Chinatown. So she was a great gal, and you moved in. When did you move in?
On the 13th
Of
June
of,
of 2004.
and what furniture did you move in with, sir?
I moved in a guitar. I moved in a...
Just a second. Can you sit on it?
No.
What
You could, but I
furniture
don't
did
think
you
that would be
move in?
comfortable.
I said.
I moved a portable fold-out chair that turned into a bed. I moved in a couple of other chairs, some lamps.
Clothes?
Clothes. There's a couple bags of clothes there. And then...
Bags? You mean suitcases?
Yeah,
or
suitcases.
shopping
I
bags?
had packed all my clothes up.
Now, at some point, you had a few guests over.
Yes, Your Honor.
When was that?
That was on June 18th. It was a few days prior to my birthday, and I invited a few friends over to watch the Red Sox game and celebrate my birthday.
So you were at that point a tenant.
Yes.
How much rent had you paid?
None.
Tenants pay rent.
They do, but we had no written
Mr.
contract, Your
Trenholm.
Honor.
You don't have to have a written contract, Mr. Trenholm. You can be a month-to-month tenant without it. But as long as your behind is in her apartment and you say that you were going to be a lessee, you're a tenant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tenants pay rent.
But she had told me verbally, we had a verbal agreement that I could move in early and that would not be the case because she knew that I was already in another lease. So it was in her goodwill that she allowed me to move in.
So you weren't a tenant.
I guess legally, no.
You were an invited guest.
I was a guest.
I love when I can reel them in. I love when they get reeled in like fish. Remember, Bert, do you remember when you were a kid, they had those games at, you know, I don't know if you ever went to Coney Island. You go to Coney Island? They had those fish tanks, and they gave you a fishing pole with a magnet at the end, you know, and you leaned over and you tried to catch as many as you could.
Yeah.
I liked that game as a child. All right, now back to you, Mr. Trenholm. So you had a few guests over to celebrate. What national holiday were we celebrating on the 18th of June?
My 22nd birthday, Your Honor.
Did you provide libation for this group?
Meaning? You'll have to forgive me, Your Honor.
Libation, drink.
I'm a music student.
Drink,
Yes, yes.
Drink, libation. It's a word. It's English.
Yes.
What kind of libation did you provide for this group?
I didn't go out and buy any because there wasn't going to be high volumes of people there. Most of my friends, the few that came over, brought their own. It was kind of like a bring your own alcohol type of thing.
Give me the approximate age of these people that you invited over.
The youngest one was me being 22, going up to the oldest one, Mike, who was 26.
How many were 22?
3.
How many were 23?
2, I believe. Maybe 123, 124, actually.
And how many were 25?
None.
You were the oldest.
He has my age wrong. I was actually 24, and my girlfriend is 26.
One girlfriend.
Yes.
She looks young.
Oh, shh. I'm not finished. Your name is?
Mike Schaefer.
Mike. Step up here, Mike. Mike, how did your girlfriend feel being the only woman there?
She wasn't the only woman there, actually.
Really? She wasn't the only woman there?
No, she wasn't.
How many women were there?
4 or 5.
4 or 5, including your girlfriend or excluding your girlfriend?
Including, I'd estimate.
So let's say there were 5 women. We have Mr. Trentholm, who was celebrating his birthday. He's one person. Then we have 3 other 22-year-olds. That makes 4 people. A couple of little older. That makes 6 people. You're 7. 7 and 5 women. 12 people.
I invited 6 people, and a few of them brought friends, girlfriends.
Oh, well, that's why I was just looking here, because you seemed to suggest that there were just a few people. So that's a big gathering. And all these people brought their own alcohol.
Yep.
What did they do for food?
We ordered some pizza.
In the courtroom,
are suing
my sister
Richard's
looked
son,
at the judge and declared,
26-year-old Timothy
"Finally,
Graves,
your
for
house is
attorney
mine."
fees, as
Our
well as
parents
anger
clapped,
management
not
and
softly,
AA classes.
not awkwardly. They clapped with the enthusiasm of thieves who had just secured the final signature on a deal they thought no one
John's
would
case
ever
number
question.
561 on the calendar
I
in the matter
stood
of Graves,
frozen at the
Boland
defense
versus
table,
Graves.
my
You're welcome,
spine
Judge.
locked,
Parties have been sworn
my
in.
hands
You may be
clenched
seated.
so
Mr.
tightly
Graves,
that
this
my
is your son.
fingernails bit
Correct.
into my palms.
And you are?
I did not turn
How
around.
long have the two of you been
I
married?
did not look
6
at
years?
them.
What kind of
I
work do
already
you do,
knew
Mr.
exactly
Graves?
what their faces
I'm a
looked like
facility
in moments
manager.
like this.
And you?
Smug relief
human
disguised
resources manager.
as parental
Who else lives in
concern.
your home with you?
The judge
No
stopped
one else.
shuffling her papers.
And how old are you,
That
Mr. Graves?
small sound,
26.
You got
the
yourself
sudden
into
absence
trouble.
of movement,
Is that right?
cut through the
Yes,
room
ma'am.
sharper
Your
than
father
a gavel
says that
strike.
he paid
She looked
for
straight at
attorneys
me,
for you on 2
and then
separate
she asked a
occasions.
question
One
that
because
wiped
you got
the smile
yourself into
off
trouble,
my sister's
and the next
face
time
like a blade
because you
dragged
wanted to
across
see your
wax.
son. You have a son.
Ms.
I have a
Robinson,
daughter.
A daughter.
do you know why
And
this
there was a
agreement
problem
surfaced
with
only after
visitation.
the city
So
announced the
your
land
father and
buyout
stepmother helped
project?
you get a lawyer.
My
He
name
wants
is
that money
Chloe
back.
Robinson.
And he says
I
he
am
paid for
34
anger
years
management
old.
classes,
And
which
as
were
I
a
stood
condition
in
of
the
your
breathless
probation,
humidity of the
even though
county
that was
courthouse,
a minor
I
amount of
realized
money. I think you
something
just
chillingly
threw it in. It was
precise.
something like $65.
My entire
You
life had
probably
been a
spent
rehearsal
more
for
on
this
him at
exact
dinner.
moment
True,
of
very true.
public
Right.
humiliation.
Okay.
The air
Mr. Graves,
inside the
why don't you
courtroom
tell
was
me
stale.
about the first
Recycled
instance
through
where you
vents that
retained an
rattled
attorney
with a
for your
low
son?
mechanical hum.
Timothy
It
was
should have been
arrested on
background
a
noise,
violation of a
but
restraining
somehow it
order
amplified the
and
silence
tried
hanging over me.
twice to gain
That
a
silence
release.
When was
heavier
that,
than sound.
Mr. Graves?
Across
April,
the
I
aisle,
think, or
the energy
March,
was
somewhere
entirely
around there.
different.
It was March
Predatory,
19th, and he was trying
electric.
to
My
get
sister,
bail and
Kendra
was denied
Hartman,
bail once.
sat perfectly
Denied any
upright
bail.
at the plaintiff's
Denied bail.
table. Her posture
Is
was
this the
immaculate.
first time you've been arrested
Chin
for
lifted
domestic
at just the
violence?
right angle
Yes.
to catch the
Was it a
fluorescent
bad
lights
case of domestic
and soften
violence?
the
No, ma'am.
sharpness of her
And they would
cheekbones.
not set bail
She
for you?
wore a soft
No,
pastel
they wouldn't.
cardigan that
Long
cost
story,
more
no,
than
they
my
wouldn't.
monthly
Well,
grocery
give me
budget,
the cliff
but
notes
looked
of the long
intentionally
story.
modest.
The
Carefully
judge I was
curated
going in
concern.
front of
Her
wouldn't
hands
release
were
anybody
clasped
on a
the
violation
mahogany
of a protective
table,
order
like
charge because
she was
he had
praying
released
for my
somebody on a
soul.
violation of a
She
protective order
wasn't.
charge,
She
and
leaned
they went
forward
back
slightly.
to their
Her
wife
voice
or something like
calibrated,
that.
And
not
killed him?
loud,
Yes,
not
ma'am.
anger. To understand
Only
why
burn
my
him
sister
once.
believed she
That's all
could
he had
look
to
a
do.
judge in the eye
So
and claim my home
you
was
were
hers,
released when
you have to
was it your
understand the
girlfriend?
mythology of
Yes.
the Robinson
Filed
family.
for protective
Every
order,
family
but then
has
when she
one.
alleged that you
Ours was simple.
violated the protective
Kendra
order,
was the son.
he said,
and I was the gravity that kept everyone's
Okay.
feet on the floor.
What was the nature of the
Growing
alleged
up, I was
violation,
never
Mr.
called
Graves?
brilliant.
Me and her got into an
Never
argument over
called
the phone.
beautiful.
Over the phone.
Never
so you-
called
She
special.
alleged that you
I was
threatened her
called
over the phone
responsible.
in
Yes.
It
violation of
sounds
the
like
order. What'd you
praise,
call her
but
for?
in my house it wasn't an adjective.
Oh, it's not an answer.
It was a
I was
job
over at my
assignment.
friend's house and we
When
were just
Kendra wrecked her
talking,
car
and I
3
just
weeks
found
after
something
getting
out.
her license,
I didn't like it,
my
so I called
parents
her and
didn't ask
confronted her
how it
about
happened.
it. She
They didn't
really didn't
ask
like that.
why she
Well,
had been
because it's a
speeding.
violation of the protective
They turned
order.
to me.
Yes.
Chloe,
Right.
my
That's why
father
the judge
said,
didn't let you out.
voice heavy
So
with disappointment.
you tried twice to
You
get
have
bail,
savings.
and you were twice
It wasn't a
denied bail.
request.
Then what
I
happened?
emptied my account to help
Look at me.
cover
My
the
father
deductible
basically took
while
it upon
Kendra
himself
cried
to get me out.
dramatically
You
on the
didn't have a
couch
discussion
about
with
how
him?
unfair
I talked to him
life was.
several times while I
At
was in
Thanksgiving,
jail, and
Kendra
Did
sat
you
at the
at any
table
time
telling
say to him,
exaggerated
"Do something,
stories
help
about her
me"?
mediocre
I had said help me,
accomplishments,
but he
while my
once
mother
again
being
told me to go
like,
forth with
she
the public defender.
personally
It just
invented
wasn't
her.
working.
And
I
so
was
you
in the
didn't have a
kitchen,
subsequent subsequent conversation
Scraping
with
turkey
him?
fat into the trash.
About
Did
getting
he?
me out?
When plates
Yes,
needed
the
clearing, it
public
was my
defender
name
tried
that
for the
floated
second
into
time
the
to gain
air.
bail and was
When
denied.
trash needed taking
And
out,
at that
it was
point,
my
I imagine it looked
responsibility.
hopeless
When
in his
Kendra
opinion,
failed the
and
math test,
literally begged me,
it was somehow my
calling
fault
from
for
jail,
not helping
to
her
please
study.
hire an attorney
I
to get
learned
me out of
early
here.
that
I need to
fairness
get out
did
of here.
not
Please
exist
do
in our
whatever you have
house.
to do to get me
It
out
was
of here.
only priority.
And
I
I
made
wasn't
that
it.
understanding very
My
clear at the
parents
time.
never
My
said
wife was on
I
the
mattered
extension
less.
that if
They
I
were
do
far
this,
too
this will
careful
just
for
be a
that.
loan. I'm
They
not
used
giving you this
geometry.
money.
At the
Pretty
dinner
much
table,
if it was up to me,
their
I would let
bodies
you stay in
always
jail
angled
to
toward
learn the
Kendra.
lesson. So
When she
that was the
spoke,
condition.
Is that what you
Schwartz
said to him?
stopped midair.
Yes.
When
And
I
what did he
spoke,
say to you?
someone
Anything
glanced
you
at
can
the
do to get
clock.
me out.
When your
Kendra
father
learned the
retained
world
the
was a
attorney for
buffet,
you, Mr.
and
Graves,
she
was the
had a
attorney
VIP
successful in
pass.
securing bail
If there
for
was
you?
one
Yes,
slice
ma'am.
of pie
How
left,
much?
it was hers.
I'm not sure
If there was
the
one
amount.
seat left,
I don't know
it
the
was
Who
amount.
hers.
posted it?
If
guess
she
my
broke
father
something,
did.
it
There
was
was
an
no bail.
accident.
It was a habeas
If I
corpus
broke
trial.
something,
He
it
was
was
released.
carelessness.
So that
She
despite the
absorbed
fact that the judge
entitlement
said,
like oxygen.
I'm not setting
I
bail for
absorbed
you,
silence.
judge is required to
There was
set
only
reasonable
one
bail
person who
in order
saw
to
me,
secure your
Aunt
appearance.
Lillian,
So the
my
judge
fat.
got his wrists
When I
slapped.
moved into the house
Right?
on Juniper Ridge Road,
Whatever happened
no
with
one
that case,
congratulated
Mr.
me.
Graves?
It
My
was,
parents called it a
went
mistake.
through with court and everything.
My
and
sister called
I
it
got put on
temporary.
probation. And
No one called
was
it
dropped.
mine.
I think I
The
actually got
first
time
night
served.
I slept
Listen.
there. The wind slipped
If
through
it goes
gaps
through
in the
court and
window
everything and
frames
you were put on
whispered through the
probation, then
halls
it's not
like the
dropped.
house
You
was
put on
testing me.
probation, it's because
The
you were
floors
convicted.
creaked under
Either
my
you were
weight,
convicted
not
after
in
a plea
protest,
or you
but
were
in
convicted after a
acknowledgement.
trial.
I slept on a
Did you
mattress
take a
on the
plea?
floor.
No, the
No
second degree
candidates.
assault,
No
the first
coach.
charge, why I got
No
put on
television.
a restraining order.
Just me
that
and the
I
house
went-
Aunt Lillian
got
had
put on
trusted
probation
me
for.
with.
The
And for the
violation
first
of
time in my
protective order,
life,
I got
I
time
didn't feel
served.
alone.
That's done and
The
over.
house
So
had good
you
bones.
assaulted your
That's what
girlfriend.
Lillian used to say.
In the sense,
The foundation was solid.
How many senses
the
of
framing
assault
was
are there?
old growth timber you couldn't buy
There's a wide range.
anymore unless
Well,
you stole
give
it
me
from
your
history.
range.
Everything
A cell
wrong
phone
with
at
the
the ground
house
and it
was
bounces
visible
up and hit her?
and fixable.
Is that what she says
Unlike
happened or
my
what you said
family,
happened?
That's
I
exactly
worked
what
during the
happened.
day
Listen to me.
and repaired
Is
the
that what
house
she
at night.
claimed?
I learned to
And
patch
how injured
drywall
was
by
she?
watching videos on
Not
my
really.
phone.
Any
I
scratch on her head.
replaced cracked tiles
Our daughter was
one
in
by
her room.
one.
That was the main problem.
When
How
the
old
roof
is her
leaked,
daughter?
I
Our
climbed
daughter's
up there
18
myself,
months now.
hands
So
shaking,
you threw a
heart
cell phone
racing,
at her, you hit her in the
and fixed
head,
it.
and she got a
Each
gash and your
repair felt
18-month-old
like
daughter was in the
reclaiming
room.
something stolen
Sleeping,
from me.
yes.
Every
Pretty much.
nail hammered
Pretty much.
was a quiet declaration.
And then
I exist.
you heard something else that
Money
you didn't
was
like,
tight.
so you called and
There were
threatened her.
nights I ate instant noodles by flashlight because I hadn't
And then
paid
she
the
said
electric
to you,
bill yet.
you're not getting
There were weeks I
visitation with
chose
this
between
child because
groceries
you have a
and
bad
property
temper.
taxes.
No.
I didn't tell
Well,
my parents.
an attorney was
They wouldn't have
necessary in
helped.
order to
They
secure
would
your
have used
visitation
it.
with your daughter.
6
Is that
months
right?
in,
Yes.
I found the folder.
If your
It was in the
girlfriend
attic,
wasn't
wedged
complaining about
behind
your
an old
conduct,
filing
there wouldn't
cabinet.
have been need for an
The
attorney.
label
You
is
could have
faded,
arranged
but
for
legible.
visitation without the
Sonini
necessity of
Municipal
having an attorney.
Correspondencia.
That's what we
Inside
had.
were documents
That's what you had
dated
what?
years back.
That's what me and her
Letters
had.
from the city.
Even after I got
Planning
released,
maps.
I had my daughter every
Survey
weekend.
outlines.
And then what
Nothing
happened?
definitive.
We just had
but
a falling
enough to
out,
make my
and
stomach tighten.
it got to where it
I
needed
didn't
to go. I had
understand
to
what
go
it
to court.
meant.
Do you have
Only that
visitation now,
Lillian
Mr.
had been
Graves?
paying
Yes,
attention
ma'am.
to something
When?
my family
I have her
had
every single
dismissed.
day during the
I
week
kept the folder.
and every other weekend.
Quietly.
Is that because you work
Kendra
nights?
started
Yes, ma'am.
visiting.
And
At first,
child's mother
casually.
works days?
She walked
And
through
that's
the
by
house
court
like
order.
an appraiser,
Yeah.
wrinkling
And that
heat,
was